What's going on, guys? Doing a random live stream from my kitchen table, which is now basically a drone table with this Inspire 2 taking up basically, I don't know why, I always want to look to my right and the camera's to the left. I wonder if I switch it around. Hold on a second. Rotate. No, it won't do it. So I got to somehow look more towards, maybe I should be on the other side. Put this guy over here, maybe. Let me see. It's not easy to stream all the time. There we go. So just checking in. I had an art show today in my local town. Sold some stuff, so they had like a little artesian, which allows art, like local artists and vendors, to sell their stuff with the regular farmers market. Did that and set up and sold some stuff, so that was good. Helps kind of recoup costs for this beast and other drone stuff. But I got to figure out what's going on with the Inspire 2. I've been having a little gimbal issue, and this thing hasn't been flying completely straight, so I had to do an IMU calibration, which wasn't too bad. And still kind of messing around with it, so they may actually swap out my X5S camera for another one. I basically explained, obviously you don't want to spend this kind of money and have issues. It's different. Well, you don't want to have that issue with any drone, even a Mini 2 or something. What's going on, guys? I can't really see the comments. Let me see over here. Oh, I'm just streaming on the iPhone, so I got to get the streaming thing down a little bit more. I don't know where the comments are. Maybe it's because nobody commented yet. Top chat. Okay. But anyway, I figured to just go live. As I said, I had a little art show to do earlier today. Made some money, as I said. My only advice as a professional working photographer, drone pilot, that kind of thing, is to always do stuff. Throw yourself out there, get out to local shows, print your stuff. Fracture, which is not anyone I work with, but I've done stuff. Well, actually, I kind of did work with them a little bit at one point. They print on glass. So go ahead and use one of your drones, get a really nice shot, maybe somewhere local in your area. You know, if you live in a town, capture a really beautiful spot, and then print something and then sell it for 4 times what it is. I mean, if you can go to Fracture and buy like a 23 or something inch square print for 120 bucks, you sell it for 400 or 500 and triple your money back. But it starts that whole process of selling work. And that's a good thing with photography and videography, more so with the obvious for the photo side, is you can sell your imagery. So if you go ahead and get a drone like this and you get a really killer image of a city or of some scene and you sell $1,000, it starts paying for your investment or your toy or whatever it may be. For my case, this thing, the Inspire 2, is not a toy, it's a tool. And I kind of can't believe that this thing's actually on my kitchen table right now. So it's a bit surreal. On another little note for the Autel thing, for those guys who aren't aware, I picked up another battery on Amazon. They were selling them, or they are selling them, I believe, for a limited time for around $150. So I picked up one more for a total of 5. I'm going to be going on a road trip soon. What's up, Jeffrey? How are you? So I'm going to be going on a road trip soon. I'm in Illinois right now. My mom's in Illinois, but I think I'm going to try to escape for the winter and move somewhere different and just pick up and go. The apartment where I'm in right now, I'm not really stoked with the place. I've been here a few years and I'm pretty over it, and I just kind of need to shift up my energy. So I'm going to go and check out Knoxville, Tennessee, mainly because they have a more mild winter. It seems really laid back, and I've heard a lot of great things about Eastern Tennessee. And the Rocky Mountains are there. There's a lot of waterfalls. It just seems like a relaxed place to go that isn't too far. I was thinking about moving to Hawaii again, but it's such a big journey. And my mom is still here in Illinois, so I think if I can actually drive or take a quick flight to come and visit my mom if she needs something, I can do that more easily. But anyway, I'm going to take this Inspire 2 on the road trip, probably get one more set of batteries. So I'll bring the Evo 2 Pro, I'll bring the Inspire, I'll fly the Inspire when I really feel that there's a killer shot. I still am trying to get the SSD, the little Cine SSD drive for the Inspire, so I can actually take advantage of my ProRes license. But they're really hard to come by, apparently, because DJI stopped making those little SSD drives because this is an older drone. So they're actually very hard to come by. I'm waiting for B&H to get them back in stock because they have the 960 gig SSD for roughly $1,200. And that's honestly a pretty good price considering. So I'm hoping I can only buy that once, and it should kind of suffice for my ProRes footage needs. I'm hoping it will be enough space. But again, this thing is just pretty hardcore with being a big investment. I mean, there's so much you need for this drone. So anyone who is considering, I don't know, probably not many people are considering an Inspire 2 purchase, especially with all the killer drones that are out there for way less. But again, shooting this thing with the 45mm Olympus, which is a 90mm equivalent, just seeing that potential with lens compression and 1.8 apertures and just really tack sharp good glass is pretty exciting. So I'm hoping once I get some really cool scenes and good lighting and, you know, sunsets and sunrises, that this thing's gonna be able to unleash some pretty cool footage. But yeah, I don't know. Let me see. So there's only a couple people watching, but if you guys are familiar or anyone's familiar with streaming, feel free to leave in the comments what you think would be the best software in order to do so, because I think the streaming thing could be a cool thing, but this is just kind of really spur of the moment stream on my iPhone, but I want to get a little better streaming platform. And I think a friend at 808 State was telling me some stuff. I got to ping him again and see what he was suggesting. But what else is there in the drone world? So there's supposedly a Mini SE coming out, or a Mini 2 SE. I don't know, that's probably going to be a very entry-level drone, just getting people into the DJI world. That means really nothing to me or most people who have a Mini 2 or have a drone to begin with, but a lot of new people will be getting probably that drone as a really inexpensive starter drone. But again, with this Inspire 2, I kind of am learning a lot as I'm going, even in the few days that I've had it, because the case, for example, that I have is pretty massive. It's right over here. So that case is pretty huge, and it really is. I mean, this is the box it came in, which is now a big cat toy, but that case is kind of preventing me. Oh, that's good. Cool, Jeffrey. Thank you for the input. But the case for this thing is so big that it really is kind of a pain just to lug down my stairs and into my car and into my trunk. And then when you get the location, you got to literally pull this thing out and wheel it around somewhere. And then you're putting the props on, you're putting the gimbal on the front of the camera. You know, you got to prop it up, put the camera on the X5S, pick out your lens. It's I don't know. It's just a lot of drone to take out if you're not really trying to accomplish something shot-wise that's worthwhile. I mean, you know, these are the batteries. I only have 4 of them, which is 2 sets. I need to get at least another 2, ideally 4, sooner than later. But again, it all adds up, and it's just a lot of money. As you can kind of see, they slide in over here. For those who aren't familiar with the Inspire 2, you got one, and it has a really nice click. So everything about this drone has a real solid feel to it, which is nice. But you have this thing, and then you can lower it into travel mode by hitting this, I believe, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. Want to see that again? So here, I mean, if that's not the coolest part of this drone, just this whole little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that ever gets old. It's kind of like the FPV startup, except in my opinion, way cooler. So I turned it on right now, and it's ready to kind of roar. But again, I'm going to get a case for this guy. Right now I have the case that's landing mode, which is when it's raised up like this, and the case is that much larger. So what I was told by DJI Arizona, the guys where I purchased this from, if you have the one that's in travel mode, it's that much smaller, not huge or significant, but at the same time, it's a little bit less, and I'm hoping that will kind of make this experience of lugging around a little less painful. But that's kind of it. There really isn't a ton to talk about. I mean, as I said, I'm going to take this thing out hopefully sooner than later. I have been avoiding taking this thing into the city just because it's such a big, menacing type drone. I don't want to get hassled, so I'm going to try to fly this really inconspicuously in the city, probably early morning, later at night when there isn't a lot of people around. But like right now, for example, it's a summer weekend. There's tons of people all over. I don't want to be carrying, this big drone around and just having any issue, let alone if a cop or something says they want to try to confiscate it or give me a ticket, even though legally they can't. But as we all know, cops can kind of do whatever they want. So we try to avoid any of that drama, especially with the drone that's around $7,000. So that's it. You got to be really strategic when you're wanting to fly a drone like this. That's basically the moral of the story. So if I was to go out right now and just want to get a shot, I would probably grab my Evo 2 Pro 6K or any of the other drones that are obviously a lot less. So, if you have an Air 2 or Air 2S or Mini 2 even, Mavic 2 Pro, those are going to be all right on, Jeffrey. Later. Have a good day, or rest of the day, I should say. But that's it, guys. Just a little check-in, saying hello, aloha on a Saturday. Hope everyone has a beautiful rest of the weekend, and I'll talk with you soon. Peace. Bye.